life, wisdom.
Psychetruth massage.
So my name is Meera. Thank you for watching this video today. We're going to go through a basic chair massage routine. So I'm going to work through each piece and we're going to give a nice general session. So I'm going to start by opening up the back and just saying hello. Everyone tends to carry a lot of tension in the tops of their shoulders. So I'm just going to gently kind of walk back and forth. Nice open palm. And you can kind of use the pace or rhythm as slow, or you can do more medium. It really depends on the state the person is in and what they're looking for to have the end results of their session. So if they have an important meeting that's happening later in the day and maybe they don't want to feel super relaxed but just kind of wanted to get a little tension out, you can do like kind of a medium paced walking. Or if they are feeling pretty tense and really just want to relax and unwind, you can do some nice slow movements. So for that latter part, this would be really good. Nice, slow, relaxed. And Karina, how's this pressure feeling so far?
That feels great.
Okay, do you want any more, or does that feel about right?
It feels just perfect.
Okay. So again, just opening those lines of communication with your receiver, making sure that this is a good pressure for them. And then I'm going to squeeze up into the neck and just kind of pulling the muscles, encouraging them to come off the back of the neck and away. Just giving a little bit of length. Coming all the way up to the occiput, the bone at the base of the skull. And I'm going to use some gentle little finger circles here and kind of melt into some of the divots. You'll feel the connections where the muscle goes into the bone. There's a little spot you can kind of see my finger jump a little bit. So I'm going to approach that from the side. So instead of trying to come from straight down where I was and what's rolling off, I'm going to use a lateral pressure. And then kind of using some gentle circles and working that area out. So chair massage can be anywhere as short as 5 minutes, although in 5 minutes you're not going to be able to do very much. Upwards to about 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, if people are wanting longer sessions, I say you probably need to get a table massage because that'll give you a lot more options to work with. Probably have a little bit more stuff going on that you want to work through. And eventually you're going to run out of stuff to do, so you'll just be repeating the same stuff over. Working back down the neck here. Trying to be conscious of any sort of loose hairs. Sometimes those can catch and they don't feel good when they get pulled. And I like to go ahead and walk out the shoulders, doing some squeezing on each side of the arms and out the forearms and the wrists and hands. I'm going to come alongside of Karina and just use some nice broad pressure with my forearm, giving my hands a little bit of a break. And just leaning in. You still doing good on that pressure? Mm-hmm. Let me have you take a nice deep breath here. And so she's using her breath to kind of push from the inside. I'm pushing from the outside. So together you're getting a nice full sensation in those muscles. The breath is also naturally signaling the muscles to relax. You'll notice the heart rate will start to decrease as you take some of those deeper breaths, settling into a nice relaxing massage. Yeah, good. So I was kind of using my pressure to pull outward. There's a little bit of tension just at that top of the shoulder there. So I'm going to come around and rotate my body. I'm going to use some focus pressure with my thumbs here. So right now I'm working just along the outside and that upper corner of the scapula, the shoulder blade. I'm just working that attachment. Levator scapula is a pretty big player in shoulder and neck tension. So kind of just working the length of that muscle up into the spine. And then we can even keep on going, using the thumbs to work up the back of the spine, all the way up to the occiput. And again, I'm just noticing some points of tension, so I'm going a little bit slower when I find those as I come back down. And then kneading out the shoulders. Adjusting my position to come down the spine, working into the mid and low back. And as I said before in one of my videos, you can use the forearm of one arm and then the palm of your other and kind of do some nice tractioning and getting a little bit of length on this far side of her spine. And then I'm just going to rock, pressing the paraspinal muscles, the muscles that run alongside each side of the spine. Just massaging them in and down. Getting a little movement in the shoulder here with that as well. Opening up the space at the top of the neck and the shoulder. Karina, just let your arm be heavy here. And so we're just going to let her arm come down. And I'm going to work down the forearm and out the fingertips. If you feel like your client's arm is relaxed here, you can do a little bit of circular motion and just really opening up the shoulder. Nice stretch here. And then we can rock back down and we can get a nice stretch along the neck here. And good. Just coming back to neutral. Giving some nice pressure on the top of the shoulder. And saying goodbye to the arm. If your client has some wrist or hand issues, that would be a good time to go ahead and do some more detailed focused work in there. And then as I transition to the other side, again, I just like to say hello to the whole back. Working all the way down into the sacrum. Nice broad pressure with the palms. Coming all the way back up to the tops of the shoulders. Now with this move here, I have my fingers curled into the tops of the shoulder, kind of using just a little bit of downward pressure there, like kind of back towards the ground. And then I'm conversely using my palms to push upwards, so it's kind of pushing that muscle into my fingers. And then relaxing the fingertips and letting the palms just kind of slide off the top of the shoulders. You can do a nice counter movement here by dragging the shoulders down, engaging the fingers, really pulling the head, the shoulders down away from the head. And out the tips of the shoulder. And then at this point, I'd go ahead and transition doing those same moves to the other side of the body. Working the upper body nice and thoroughly. Right now I'm melting again into some spots in the neck. So sometimes knots can feel almost like bone. They're just little hard places. If you're not sure, you can check in with your client and see how it feels. Hey, does that feel like it's bone? Does it feel a little tender? If it's tender, it's muscle, because bones don't have feelings, unfortunately. And just kind of working that spot out. And once you've worked that other arm, you can come down and we can do some stuff for the low back. And you can work on one side, just kind of melting into the quadratus lumborum and paraspinals. And if you really had a lot of time and just wanted to take it nice and slow, a good length of time to hold is about 3 breaths. So if you find a spot that's pretty tense, you can just hang out there for a couple of breaths. Really gives the client or the receiver time to feel that area, bring some conscious awareness into that relaxation in that area. I'm going to move my position down just a little bit. If you wanted to give a little bit more pressure, you can reach with your opposite hand to the other side and kind of pull or traction the spine towards those fingers that are giving the pressure. And come down and do one last one. So you want to stay off the hip bone. You want to get close to it, but you don't want to be drilling into it because it doesn't feel good when you're trying to give a lot of pressure directly onto the bones. And then again, just kind of circling out. Use your palm and flush out the area. Again, coming all the way up the spine. And out the tops of the shoulder. You can walk out the tops of the shoulders here. And then kind of working down the arms again. Watch out for a little plate. And then we do the same thing, kind of coming and saying hello to this side of the back. You can use a nice broad pressure with your forearm. And working into the low back at the same time. Releasing that pressure. And then you can come out the arm again. So, and some pretty basic techniques that you can use to kind of work the whole back in a nice general sense. Make sure you do both sides, so restart the video and start on the other side and make sure it's balanced. And as you close, you can do a nice heart hold on the back of the back. You can also do some nice, just gentle therapeutic finger touches, just kind of running down the back. And if you want, you can also do a little bit of traction on the back of the neck. So coming up underneath the occiput and just giving some nice holds here. Some people really enjoy scalp massage, so that's another option. You can come in and do some finger circles in here. You might just want to check with them before you do it and maybe have a meeting later. If it's a lady, she may not want her hair to be messed up. So I always like to ask, if that's something they want included in their session or not something that they want today. giving the head a nice little hold. So please leave me a comment or any feedback or questions below. We'd love to know what your thoughts are, if there's any interest or areas that you're still unclear about or would like to know more about. You can subscribe to the Psychetruth channel and learn about tons of different great information on nutrition, health and wellness, massage. And if you want to find out more about me and my practice, you can look me up at austinchairmassage.com. Thank you and have a beautiful day.